Broadcasting live from the ESPN Radio Winchester studios, talking through life, struggles, and whatever's weighing on you. It's time for Therapy Thursday on Franklin County's favorite morning show, The Starting Lineup, fueled by Loco Coffee. And now for your hosts, Joe Abraham and Chewy.
Good morning and welcome into the starting lineup on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. I am Joe Abraham, and it is a Therapy Thursday. I've got the Wookiee one running the board, the Lord of the board. Chewy in studio with me this morning, fixing the cameras, adjusting the FMO Facebook feed. And you can get involved in the show by going over to ESPN Winchester's Facebook page and jumping into that FMO Facebook feed. You can see us right here in studio, comment right into the show, and Chewy and I are monitoring those comments as we go, so you can be a part of the show. It's more fun that way, and you can get involved in the show as well. You can even call in. We had a couple of people call in yesterday and sing me happy birthday on the air. Loved that. That was cool. And then you could text the show as well at 931-305-5611. So plenty of ways to get involved in the show. It is a Therapy Thursday, and listen, Chewy, a lot of people needing some therapy this week.
Yeah, I've seen the downtown post.
A lot of people upset. So here's what I did, folks, because I am a man of the people. When I'm not pissing you off,
man of the people.
When I'm not pissing you off, this is what I am here for. I am a man of the people. Chewy, I went downtown to do some searching. I looked around, peeked in some doors. Finally, I just got tired of it. I just started banging. Mayor, where are you? Get out here. You ruined the roads. I hogtied him. I found him. He was hiding. He's hiding from me. I hogtied him. And I drug him up here. And I got him in front of a microphone, and he's here. No, that's not true. He comes in every week because he's not afraid to answer even tough questions. Mayor Sean Crabtree is in studio with us this morning.
Gentlemen, good morning.
How are you today?
Well, I'm good.
So,
depending on which way this goes. Happy birthday, by the way,
thank you.
Man of the people.
So last
man of the people.
Last Thursday, when you came in on your, yes, I am a man of the people. Just ask Donald Trump; he'll tell you. When you came in last Thursday, you warned us, Mayor. You warned us that not really a warning. It was more of a, hey, this is a good thing. But you did warn us that it was coming. That there would be a, hey, you see that? You like that?
Oh, I do like that. Wow, I look young.
So, but you warned us that there was going to be a change in the traffic pattern because TDOT had come down.
Yes.
And they had done a study, and not only did they realize that it would be helpful for semi-trucks to stop hitting buildings, that probably would be a good thing for us to stop that. So
and light poles.
Yeah, and light poles, running over light poles, taxpayer dollars, going right down the drain. But they determined that there was a truck route that we could take around downtown, and then they also determined that for the vehicles that did those large vehicles that did need to make to reverse the square, that they could make an adjustment to the traffic pattern that would actually clean it up a little bit and make it more effective, more efficient, and safer for not just inanimate objects, but the animated ones as well.
Yeah,
the ones that breathe oxygen.
Yes,
yeah.
the living of us, and so they who will remain T-dotless, Mayor, they do this. This is what they do. They do this, and they come in and they do the study, and they figure this thing out, and they say, you know what would be better here is if we put this lane and we made this lane a right-turning lane only, and we, squashed this lane down to one lane, and we narrowed it going up into the square. And now I bring T-Dot into this, the T-Dozers, because this is a state road. And in fact, the city of Winchester really, once the state comes in and gets their hand on this, the city of Winchester can't really go to the state and say, well, CT Dot, we like the road the way that it is. We're going to just keep it like this. Once they come in and start working on this thing and do the study, they pretty much tell you, hey, this is what we're doing. Am I lying?
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Mic drop.
Yeah. Okay, so they came in and they told you, hey, Mayor, this is what we're going to do. We have trucks that are going through. They're tearing up your city. They're tearing up your beautiful downtown. And we're going to do this. And you say, okay. And they say, we're going to do it in how many days they tell you they were going to do it in?
They told us originally that, hey, we're going to have this done in, 30 days.
Within 30 days.
Yeah.
Like a 30-day window they gave
And so
you.
we're thinking, awesome, just keep us posted. We'll have signage.
Yeah.
We'll get it all ready.
Yeah, you probably ordered those signs to be delivered here in the next as soon as possible.
Did I tell you the rest of the story?
No, go for it.
So, we were waiting to hear back from them, and we figured they would give us a heads up, and we figured also that it's not going to be a quick thing, right?
Oh yeah, they don't do anything quick
in terms of when they start.
No,
yeah.
I mean we're talking about the state. It took them 3 months, no 6 months, no 8 months to sign a piece of paper to allow us to put a ramp in. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, and so anyway, and by the way, I'm super thankful for T-Dot. These guys, it's pretty incredible. But I guess it was Tuesday morning, maybe.
Yeah.
I got a text about 6:30 in the morning from one of the guys at T-Dot, and he said, "Mayor, I just realized that a week and a half ago I typed up a text and I didn't send it to you. So I guess you already realized we did the work last night." So when you get out there, it'll be done.
Okay, so now from a local level, we've had the local T-Dot guys in, and they're great. They're tremendous.
They are great.
Now
And these were not the local guys. These were the engineers.
Yeah, these are the state level, engineer level, higher level, and so we're talking about a different group of guys here, right?
Right.
Which still,
And by the way, the local guys are awfully good too.
yeah, I mean, still,
we very much appreciate.
they're all
T-Dot.
great.
Yeah.
Listen, they're doing they're handling their job, their responsibility.
And honestly, this is a situation that as the square has grown over the years. I mean, this is not a new situation, right? The city's been trying to get something done here for many, many, many years.
Yeah.
And so, I guess it happened very quickly, and it happened kind of without our knowledge in terms of when it was.
So
we're working to get the word out, get the signs up, and all of that. And you guys know how I mean, you mentioned a few things, Joe, in terms of inanimate objects being safer as well as human beings being safer. It's also easier on the trucks.
Yeah.
I mean, making that right-hand turn when you're coming off of College Street and you're making that right-hand turn in front of the Oldham onto the boulevard, and you're I don't know, what are those things, like 40 feet long or something? I have no idea how long an 18-wheeler is, but making that right-hand turn like that, that's very difficult. So hopefully what we're doing will benefit everybody, and it'll be easier on the guys that are driving the trucks. And, of course, none of this will affect delivery trucks, onto the square or any of that. This is we're really talking about through traffic. But so I interrupted your dialogue. You were about
no, you're good.
I feel like you were leading up to a big smack.
Well, so anybody who listens to the show knows that I enjoy very much so being a
Yes.
jerk. No, I like getting into. I like having conversations where it's like, you know what, we get down to the meat of it.
I feel like if a hobbit described you, they would describe you as a disturber of the peace.
The disturber of the peace.
Disturber of the peace.
Man of the people, disturber of the people.
Two things can be true at once.
I have no problem, and I want to start by saying this. I'm not like a mouthpiece for the downtown. You and I have conversations both on and off the air that are sometimes interesting and challenging, and I have these same conversations with Ricky Tips, the humpback swamp donkey. I work well with the school board. I also kick the school board's ass sometimes. Listen, if I thought that I needed to come after you this morning and hogtie you and bring you down here and grill you, I would. I'm looking at the comments, and this is why I bring this up. This is why we start the show with this, and I appreciate you coming in like you do on Thursdays and talking about this with me, because of how little you really have the ability to affect it all. But when people look to the city, they look to you. They look to Beth. They look to the people in charge, the leadership in charge, and that's where the blame falls. It must be somebody's fault. I need to get angry at somebody. And they immediately jump to Facebook and lose their minds. Absolutely lose their minds over the fact that it's down to one lane. And I go through that part of town literally up and down the square every day. And
I do too, several times a day.
And you know how many problems I've had since the lane change? Outside of maybe one or two people trying to figure it out and be like, oh, I got to get over here because it's a little bit different than it used to be. Zero. I've had zero problems. I haven't been delayed. I haven't had any issues. I haven't had any crashes. I haven't had any problems whatsoever. And honestly, the people who jump on the Facebook page and start losing their minds, I would recommend that they just breathe. Because it's not worth carrying with you. But my friend, I appreciate your patience with everybody and anybody, whatever they say on Facebook.
Well, anytime there's change, people are going to be on one side or another.
Yeah,
just every time. So it is what it is, and I appreciate you guys having me.
I will say this on the comment section. I am surprised at the vitriol and the venom. Like, where I'm not sure where it comes from. Do you know what I mean? And maybe it was the fact that they feel like, they were sort of blindsided by this. But again, we all
kind of feel like I was blindsided.
That's what I'm saying. Like everyone, it's like we are just.
Are we
we're
sure
your
T-Dot
neighbors,
did it? Because Chewy has a tendency to wreak havoc in the middle of the night.
Listen,
it could have been. Listen,
I passed by it when they were doing it.
Oh, you saw it being done.
They were parked in the Bates parking lot, and they had all the lights on and everything. And then there was a guy across the way at the. And
where'd you get that bright orange hat from, Chewy?
I just got that. But we remember we saw him on Monday night. And we were like, "What is going on?" And then the next morning, all hell broke loose.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
pandemonium.
Yeah.
Okay, so officially we're going to blame Chewy for this going forward. If you have any complaints, you can send them to him. Tune into the afternoon show, Unleashed with Chewy.
Let me know about how you feel about it.
Yeah, blame it on him.
Jamie Parton jumped in saying Mike needs make to where large trucks can't park in front of the Ultim in Philos.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I did notice in this creation that they came up with, and like you said, it's basically squeezing the right side into one lane and stretching out the other side to make it easier to make that turn. There used to be two coming up the square, so you had an inside and an outside lane right there, and it split over into three, right, when you hit the top of the square.
Right.
It seems like to me it's fixed a lot of that. I don't know if you've noticed, but when you have one and then there's a wider space that you're going into, it gives people an opportunity to take the middle.
I agree with that, and here's my thing. When
I wasn't expecting that, I guess is what I'm saying.
When I come around the square to that side of the road now, to your point, instead of having to look and dodge two cars, I'm just looking to see if there's one car coming up the hill. Mm-hmm. And it's easier to work into traffic coming around that corner now. Mm-hmm. The other thing that I would say is it kind of slows people down a little bit coming up that hill. when they do have to merge in a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless,
that's the biggest thing I notice is it really slows people down.
Yeah,
and the folks at the courthouse are so thankful for that.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say.
Basically, anybody who's walking the square is so thankful for that because it's
right.
It can be like a racetrack there.
It is. People come flying up that hill.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I need to slow down now because there's pedestrians. There's always that tailgate, the truck that's hanging out into the middle of the lane anyway.
Mm-hmm.
No, I have no problem with it. Honestly, I think that it's better in the long run, and I just think. Really, I think that the main problem is that the change. People just don't like the change, and in a week they won't even. Next time we have you back in here, won't even be talking about it anymore.
I'd love to know, like, what is there? What are some of the concerns other than the vitriol? I don't want to know the vitriol.
Let me pull these back up here and see if there's any actual concerns here. I love the change. Let's see.
Well, while you're looking, I will say one thing, though. The only change, though, that matters to me is the right turning one. But as somebody who lives just past the square, I never go through the square to get up to where I'm going. I always take a right.
Take the perimeter.
Yeah, at that cross section. I always go around the square anyway. So for me, not a lot changed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's actually kind of nice,
Right?
to have my own, like, this is just for turning right kind of lane.
Yeah,
That's
a lot
just
of people.
me personally.
A lot of people, who like, I guess operate this. That's how they operate around the square. Is you only go through the square really if you need to, and you kind of work around it. Some people concerned about the bottleneck.
Some of the trucks don't know that.
Right.
They're from out of state and they're just following the GPS or something, you know.
That's what I mean. Is like a lot of the locals, they will work around the square because they know all the little side roads and stuff.
And to Chewy's point, it's just easier. I mean, it's just easier not to fool with it.
Michael Seal said it only about time. It only took 25 years. So, and I will say,
they've been working on that for a long time.
Yeah, like just as much people who have been nasty about it. There's other people who are like, it's great. But then there's other people who are saying, get ready for backups. Y'all be careful out there. Be careful. Be careful, Crystal. We're going 25 miles an hour, Crystal. And we do need to be careful. But really, I mean, can we not make it more drama than it needs to be? I don't know. I think that people need to find something, and they will. Give them 12 hours. I'll piss them off again. We'll have something else to get into. Anyway.
Andrew and Brett both jumped in the chat.
Did you get
morning, guys?
Did you get the picture I sent you?
Yeah. That's a long ramp. So the ramp going in over at the over by the Bass Club.
Yeah.
By the ramp.
Yeah.
The new ramp. Well, the ramp, the walkway, the gangway thingy is going in by the ramp.
There's 3 bulkheads that they just got in place.
Yeah.
I don't. Have y'all seen the bulkheads?
No.
It's just an enormous square, box of concrete. The engineer was telling me that each one of those things is 44,000 pounds of concrete.
Oh my gosh.
It's a couple pounds shy of Chewy.
That's a serious bulkhead.
Yeah.
And so there's
impressive.
3 of them down there. They have the one in the middle. They have the ramp and the floating dock out there. They had that in place yesterday. I think today they're going to be working on the one to the right. And then the one to the left, over closer to the bridge, is probably going to be later in the summer. Okay. That was an order, and thank you to TWRA for all that they're doing down there.
Speaking of TWRA,
well, hold on. So, speaking of TWRA, did they was it TWRA that had the whole? We had the issue with the sinkhole thing, and we were going to do
that was TVA.
What is the situation with that thing?
I'm glad you brought that up. So, a couple things. Oh my gosh, I forgot to announce this earlier. I was talking with Travis Smith at LTS last night. He was kind of giving me an update on what's going on with the Bible crossing and all of that.
Yeah.
So they've been closing down from 8 to 5 or something, and then opening back up for the night. They don't close down till school and all this, but they're to the point now where they're at the end of Bible Crossing Road. So really from Myers Road to Highway 130, that's going to be closed for probably the next week, maybe week and a half.
Okay.
They're going to be actually boring under Highway 130, and so there's going to be a lot going on right there. There's really no other way for them to do it than to just close that down, and they'll have to, it's not going to be just a one-shot thing. I mean, there'll be a lot of time. So that portion from Myers Road, if you're on Bible Crossing, that portion from Myers Road to 130 is probably going to be closed. That little section, probably for
that's bad news. Chewy's
a
got
week or so.
relatives. The mole people that live over there, they're his relatives. So that's going to be bad news for him. They're going to have to move. Relocation project.
Now, if you do, all kidding aside, if you do live right there, you can still get in and out, but they're just closing it through traffic, and there'll be some barriers and all of that. And so, back to your point, as soon as they get to the point where they're done with Bible Crossing, they're gonna jump over and start dealing with the thing on Old Estill Road.
Yeah. All right, we got Mayor Sean Crabtree in studio with us. It is a therapy Thursday, and a lot of people need some therapy this Thursday morning because they've been stuck in traffic since Tuesday, trying to get into the square downtown. They've been sitting in line, just backed up all the way up to Tullahoma. But that being said,
poking at it. Did you see that, Chewy?
If you got questions and concerns, drop them in the FMO Facebook feed chat, and we will get to them on the other side of the break. It is the starting lineup. We are fueled this morning by Loco Coffee and creatine, which I think, what is creatine even made of? Where does it even come from? Like crotonium? Like where does this stuff come? It
comes from meat.
It is the powder of the gods.
Really?
It does it really?
Yeah, it comes from meat.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's
you get a little bit of creatine with every meat you eat, but of course the supplements big time. Make you growl.
I thought in a world. I thought we went to like outer space and got it because it's magical. So is the moon. It's moon dust. That's what
it's moon dust. Literally.
All right, we'll be back on the other side. It is the starting lineup. Like I said, fueled by Loco Coffee and creatine. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 1069
WCDT Winchester.
In honor of April being National Poetry Month, I've prepared a little something for you all. Welcome to the month that's known for its showers. 30 days from now, it will all turn to flowers. But if you're looking for a little more green between now and then, stop by your local lottery retailer for a chance at a win. With new instant games and prizes up to $500K, game-changing fun could be headed your way. This was a message from the Tennessee Lottery. Please do your best to play responsibly.
In an overdose emergency, every second counts, and your actions can save a life. Through the Tennessee Save a Life program, the Franklin County Prevention Coalition provides free training and naloxone to help community members recognize and respond to an opioid overdose. This training gives you the skills to support someone in crisis. When we're prepared to help one another, we're stronger together, and we're stronger without the stigma that keeps people from seeking life-saving care. Visit fcpctn.org/Tennessee Save a Life to learn more. This project is funded under a grant contract with the State of Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
From the 931 Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Winchester weather update.
Looking forward to another bright, beautiful, and sunny day with a high of 82 degrees this afternoon. Got some calm winds coming in from the southwest as well at around 5 miles per hour. And we're keeping up this summertime weather with you, so go out there and enjoy yourself while you enjoy ESPN Radio Winchester 1340 1069.
This Larry from Shelby, privileged to sit on the Paul Feinbaum Show.
You know what, Chris? Let me tell you something. Why don't you go catch your breath before commenting on somebody else's? And Paxaw Tuscaloosa Jim Duggan. Just shut up, because I could strike you out blindfolded, pitching underhand with both arms tied behind my back.
Okay, why don't we take a break? I'm pretty exhausted.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekdays at 3 Eastern on the ESPN app and on the SEC Network.
There was an outline for today's show, but it didn't survive the opening segment. Back to Joe and Chewy on the starting lineup right here on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
awesomeness engaged. Welcome back into the starting lineup. ESPN Radio, 1340, 1069, WCDT Winchester. Yes, we did. We went downtown and we found him. We drug him in here because of all the accidents and the traffic backup and the emergency personnel that have been called to the downtown square because of the TDOT changing the traffic pattern, and all heck is breaking loose. And
he's picking at it, Chewy.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
What do we got?
Kira Porter jumped in saying, did y'all ever find the owner of the Gator?
No. Which we got a dignitary, and Ricky Tips apparently couldn't help me. You know, you think Ricky could help me out tracking down who the owner of the Gator, or who could help me get a hold of that Gator. You got a chance to redeem yourself. Listen, you screwed up the traffic pattern downtown.
And now I don't know who the owner of the Gator is.
By the way, again, we talked about it in the first segment. Literally, TDOT. This is a TDOT decision. It's a state road. You can complain all you want to the city of downtown. You can jump on the Downtown Winchester, Tennessee Facebook page and drop some nasty comments in there, all you want. But it is not. It's not in our control, people.
It's interesting though. I didn't know that there was all of that online as much as there was, and I've had so many people in person have complimentary things to say.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, that's usually what happens. They talk nice to your face, and then at least that's what happens to me. Then behind your back, that's when they say the nasty things.
Brett Crabtree jumped in saying it belongs. Speaking of the Gator, it belongs to a man that lives on the lake. It just became untied to his dock, and it was returned to him.
Dang it!
Kira says, I think they should gift it to the station.
They should.
They should.
They should. That is a great point.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah. Christopher Lambert jumped in saying, pre-workout creatine, test, and Cialis, the best way to daily gym therapy stack.
That's quite a mix there, my friend.
Lambo, what you having for breakfast? Tren.
Oh, that's great, man. That's great.
Trenzilla.
I gotta start getting back in shape too,
bro. You came walking through the door, and you like turned around, and I see you like you got your triceps popping out of your shirt and stuff. I was like, dang, I need to get in a gym.
Man. There's a big difference between being in shape and going to the gym.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I hear that. I mean, I don't do much cardio or leg day.
I get past these allergies, man. I'm gonna. It's messing me up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my age or what it is, Chewy, but like, golly, the last 3 or 4 weeks, it takes me till like lunch before I feel like my head is kind of cleared up where I can think straight. You know.
Okay, so
and you look. I was telling Joe, you look at the stuff on the hood of your car, and you go, holy smokes. That's in my sinuses, and it's in my lungs. You know, like, gosh.
If you go over to Ultimate Health and you ask for seasonal support from Dr. Brad Shapiro, and that stuff, so they're like little pills. You take.
Was it like an antihistamine or something?
4 of them.
You can take up to 4.
Yeah, you can take up to 4
You
of them.
don't need that many.
I swear to all that is holy, you take these things and you can literally, within 10 minutes, you'll feel it draining out of your face.
It's been
it's magic.
Yeah, it's been a secret weapon here at the station since even before Joe bought it, where if we would come in with like a sinus issue, or even Rick, one time he would get sinus infections a lot. He would just pop those like 45 minutes before the show. He'd be back and he's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's called seasonal help.
Seasonal support.
Seasonal support.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go see Dr. Brad.
Yeah. Go grab you some of that.
I'll do that on the way to the office.
It is a therapy Thursday. So what else, brother, aside from screwing up the traffic pattern and fixing the roads and all the other things, you know, it's that time of year. I'm seeing, speaking of traffic, I'm seeing a lot more vehicles show up from out of town. You know,
for sure.
It's that time of year. Are you excited about the season, so to speak?
Oh, I'm super pumped about that. Yeah, and it does seem like you're seeing more and more cars from out of town, but I think it's kind of been that way all along. We just notice it now because it's sunny.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, maybe.
I feel like I just came out of the fog, you know, when the sun starts coming up. But yeah, no, we got a lot going on. You know, the speaking of the ramp and all that, I mean, I was talking with the engineer the other day. They're about ready to. They're trying to figure out whether or not to pour the sidewalks before or after they do that pier. That pier's not going to be in until August, but the restrooms are starting. I mean, you're going to see a lot of a lot of activity continuing to go on there. And if you know, the TWRA guys probably are only going to be there for a few more weeks. So if you get a chance to go thank them, they have really been a pleasure to work with. And, you know, all the guys at the city have a lot of respect for those guys.
You guys have also been working on a relocation project for all the cats that you displaced over that way. You stick them wherever you put the troll people.
He's just gigging me at every turn here. It's just, I get no break. I got no break. Yeah. Next subject.
We put the cats at your house? No. So speaking of you know, things that are coming up, things that are going on, as the sun, you know, comes up and warms things up, and we get to enjoy kind of the lake and the downtown more and all those things. You know, we've started this this concert series, the Starry Night concert series downtown here for these spring weeks, and Rare Records tonight presents Under Investigation. It is from 6 to 8 p.m., again in downtown Winchester. This is the third rendition of the Starry Nights concert series. And, you know, we've got some
people. The weather cooperates.
Yeah, we got some people that have gone out and enjoyed those concerts to this point. I think that if you haven't had a chance to, you know, go check it out, because depending on the feedback from this little concert series, this could be something that we could do more of, this type of stuff.
No, you're right, and you know, we hear it all the time. Hey, there's nothing to do in Winchester. There's actually stuff to do, you know, and to make sure that the stuff keeps coming back, you know, you got to go check it out.
Yeah,
check it out.
Well, speaking of checking things out and getting involved, the other thing that's going on is, from an election standpoint, we've got early voting going on right now. And this is a great opportunity. I know you don't like to get too involved in county politics, but, you know, letting people know to get out there. If you've got concerns with things like traffic patterns and you got something to say, this is a great place to say it by placing your vote. We've only had 535 folks in the county early vote up to yesterday.
Is that through yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the updated numbers. We had 64 folks vote yesterday. And today, Chewy and I are actually going over to the city park to participate in a drinking water tasting contest. And I think him and I and Katie are going to go over and place our votes today if we get a chance to. We will participate in early voting, and I know that I've been preaching it. We enjoy participating in the early voting because, again, you never know, right? That day that you got, heck, we're 7 or 8 days into early voting, 7 days into early voting, and you can kind of pick your time, right? So go ahead and do it now.
Get in, get out. Jenny and I voted the other day. It was like really quick. Yeah, and I'm like you. I mean, I hate to wait on that day because who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, a given day, it can all, you know, your schedule falls apart or whatever. So definitely get out there and vote. There's lots of people that are working hard right now to learn what's important to you and to earn your vote. Please go out and vote early.
Love it.
I was going to say vote often, but
no, they only do that in Chicago.
Right.
Well, and
Chicago,
other certain states.
DC.
Yeah.
Anthony Eagle did jump in saying, I have sat at the traffic light at Bates and watched the traffic during the busy times during the day and have not seen any issue with backing up at the red light.
I like Anthony.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anthony,
Thank you, Anthony,
for supporting my opinion.
What? Anthony who? Who is that?
Anthony Engel.
Anthony Engel.
Yeah. He says, the only thing I would look at is more amount of time at the light. It is green for traffic going to the square. Sometimes it changes back pretty quick.
And Anthony is somebody who should know.
Yeah.
Well, very cool.
Thank you, Anthony,
job
for that. And by the way, did I say thank you to T-Dot?
Yeah.
Thank you, T-Dot.
I always appreciate
And
people
thank
who
you,
jump in
Anthony.
the chat and support my opinion. Good job by you, Anthony.
You know, I think these are just growing pains, guys. You know, at the end of the day.
Yes.
I mean, you know, we're all trying really hard to protect the thing that keeps us, and at the same time have some growth. So there's going to be some growing pains. You know, no pain, no gain.
Listen,
right?
and I do appreciate that, but we still talk about, I mean, there'll be news stories about cows getting loose on 64 and stuff. Don't worry, folks. It's okay. We'll protect ourselves for who we are.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got for us this morning? You got anything else going on?
That's it, man. I got
loving life.
I got so much going on. Real estate is hopping right now.
Yeah,
there's lots of.
You're
things
telling
happening.
me that it was slow for a little bit there, a little period
but
there.
it's really hopping. We got lots and lots of things going on, and so, got all those balls in the air. And I appreciate you guys letting me come hang with you this morning.
Well, brother,
it's been fun.
It's a pleasure.
I thought
as
you were
always.
going to beat up on me a little bit. Maybe that'll be next Thursday.
Don't tempt me. No, I appreciate you. And again, if folks have questions, concerns, things like that,
I was going to say that, yeah.
Yeah, constructive conversations that they want to have, how do they get a hold of you guys?
The best thing that we've implemented in the last couple of years is if you go to winchester-tn.com, that's winchester-tn.com, there's a spot there called Concerns. And anything that you want to share, improvements that you think need to be made, or of course we're in mowing season right now, so lots of stuff going on with public works and all of that. If you have a concern, go to winchester-tn.com, click on the concerns button, and when you fill that out, it allows us to stay on top of that, right? A phone call that's passed around sometimes can be a little difficult, but when we have it tracked and logged, we can make sure that the follow-up gets done on it. So
yeah, and if you got complaints about this show, it's Chewy's fault. All right, Mayor.
Guys, thank y'all.
Appreciate you.
Chewy, take care.
You too,
that is Mayor Sean Crabtree with the city of Winchester. Responsible for a lot of things, not necessarily what TDOT does.
Yeah.
Per how they showed up in the middle of the night and changed the entire traffic pattern for downtown. No, he's working hard. It's got to be tough. You got so many moving parts, and it all falls right on your head. But he keeps a smile on his face. He just plows through it, man. Just keeps going.
Did get a couple comments. Lambo jumped in saying Winchester needs a good old regular Irish style pub. Nothing for fancy folks. Some of us peasants can enjoy it.
Yeah,
just saying.
That would have to be approved though. And listen, there's that building on the corner with the slide up garage door things where they're looking for something to go in, and that'd be great. But that would have to be approved by the restaurant cabal.
Oh, that's right. The Winchester Illuminati would have to sign off.
And
on
I
that.
heard that there was a meeting of those minds just yesterday.
Yeah.
I may or may not have been in attendance.
Doug Garrett also said, "Hey Chewy, I saw on my Facebook memories that your mom's Death Star turned 6 years old today." So that's what we call
the Death Star.
Yeah, the Tahoe.
Yeah,
is what we call it. We got a special little sticker on it. And
who was that? Was that Doug?
It was Doug who jumped in here.
Doug trying to sell you a new vehicle.
Yeah.
Good job by Doug.
I actually agree with Lambo. I think an Irish style pub would be great. And in fact, the best place to put it would be the old jail museum. If you get
but isn't the old jail museum an old jail museum?
No, I think it's vacant right now.
Oh man,
like it's just sitting there.
That's where we should put the radio station.
It would certainly fit.
It would be totally on brand.
Yeah, dude. And then Brett.
No, that'd be a cool idea.
Yeah, Brett came back and said, "Joe, tell us about the football. How the football team looked yesterday on the first day of practice."
He knows what.
Yeah,
he knows what's up.
And then Doug Garrett jumped back in saying, "I tune in every morning just to see what Joe is fighting for, so I can join the community in fighting against it."
Yeah.
Or maybe it just seems that way.
You know what we need to start selling is show branded pitchforks. I think that would go a long way. Torches and pitchforks.
You need to do them. You need to do like the little like little tiny ones. You know what I mean? Like ones that you would get like at a restaurant, but it's a tiny little pitchfork. And, yeah,
I like it.
And then you get a match. Okay.
Your starting lineup toolkit.
Yeah, like your bug out kit.
Bug out kit.
It comes in like a little Altoids tin.
There you go.
Yeah. Jeez.
So when we come back, Chewy, I did, but you may not know, you may not even realize, I did show prep for today's show, which included really basically nothing that we've already talked about.
Oh, wow.
It did include a little bit of the downtown, the traffic pattern thing, because we needed some therapy on that. We got that taken care of. But I got a lot of things to get into today. Today is the NFL draft. Is the first round of the draft is today. So we're going to get a chance to see how what the Titans are going to do in order to stop sucking. Personally, I'm going to see what the Browns are going to do in order to stop sucking, because they're both up there towards the top, which is never a good thing. I mean, it's a good thing if you want to, enjoy the draft, but I'd rather enjoy a 10, 12 win season. And then, speaking of enjoying football season, Chewy, when we come back, I get a chance to go out to practice yesterday with first day of spring ball for the Franklin County Rebels. And I'm going to tell you what I saw when we come back.
All right.
It is the starting lineup. We are fueled by Loco Coffee on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Out with the cold, in with the comfort. Refresh your home with Hall Furniture in Winchester. From stylish living room sets to cozy recliners and dining pieces made for gathering, now's the perfect time to upgrade your space. Quality, comfort, and pieces you'll love coming home to. That's Hall Furniture. Visit them at 3131 Deckard Boulevard in Winchester or browse anytime at hallfurniture.com. Hall Furniture. Make your home feel brand new.
Looking for a reliable car at an affordable price? Stop by Money Down Motors here in Deckard. We specialize in quality pre-owned vehicles with low down payments and flexible financing options. No matter your credit history, drive away today with a car you'll love and a payment plan that works for you. Visit us at 1945 Deckard Boulevard or call 931-962-3404 for more info. At Money Down Motors, LLC, your ride is waiting.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
Franklin County schools are facing mounting financial pressure as enrollment continues to decline and state revenue decreases. County Commissioner David Eldridge addressed the issue during his Partnering with Government workshop series, focusing on the school district's long-term financial outlook. Eldridge reported that enrollment has dropped by 1,004 students since 2011. With the state providing approximately $7,300 per student annually, that decline represents roughly a $7 million loss in recurring revenue each year. Eldridge explained that recurring expenditures are now outpacing recurring revenue, a trend he described as unsustainable without major adjustments. He noted the county received nearly $14.9 million in COVID-related relief funding, calling it both a blessing and a curse due to the inflationary impacts that followed. The school system's general fund currently reflects $56.3 million in revenue, with $37.1 million from the state and nearly $19 million from local sources. Options to address the shortfall included cost reductions, administrative streamlining, or tax increases. Eldridge stated that without corrective action, a property tax increase of up to 25% could eventually be necessary. He also raised concerns about academic proficiency, citing TCAP data showing 32.9% of students proficient in ELA and 27.4% in math, figures below state averages. Eldridge pointed to school culture and discipline concerns as contributing factors, while some board members highlighted the impact of diminished arts programs and competition from Tennessee's voucher system. In downtown Winchester, Director Ricky Tips is reminding drivers to be aware of new traffic changes on the boulevard leading into the square. The right lane, turning onto Porter Street next to Bates Grocery, is now designated for right turns only, while the left lane feeds directly onto the square. TDOT has also widened the turn from the square onto the boulevard. A drone video explaining the changes is available on the ESPN Radio Winchester Facebook page. For more local updates, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
At ESPN Radio Winchester, our partners use aligned marketing. Radio, billboards, sports, even digital, all working together to build familiarity faster and more efficiently. Less noise, less competition, less waste. A lot of places sell ads, play commercials, and move on. But that's not marketing. We help businesses build a strategy with consistent messaging and creative that's actually remembered. Ads come and go. Marketing compounds. That's the difference between buying spots and building a brand with ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
We apologize if this is your first time, but yes, unfortunately, this is normal. You're listening to the starting lineup on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. You are locked into the starting lineup. Alongside Chewy, I am Joe Abraham. Get involved in the show. It is a Therapy Thursday, and you can get involved by hopping over to the FMO Facebook feed or shooting us a text on the text line, 931-305-5611. We've been talking about what we've been talking about? The traffic pattern. We've been talking with City Mayor Sean Crabtree this morning to this point, and placing all the blame on him, even though it's actually T-Dot's fault. Not fault. Listen, if you got a problem with it, it's their fault. But here's the reality of the situation. There have been no accidents. Has it slowed people down a little bit going up into the square? Yeah, but it's actually made it safer overall. To this point, what we've seen is really positive results. Despite what you may think or what you may want the narrative to be, the facts are the facts, people. And at this point in time, it's actually looking like it's working. And there may be some small things that they need to tweak, like the length of the light and all the other things. But goodness gracious, to jump into Facebook and just start ripping people that have no responsibility for a state road, no ability to change how that pattern is handled, I think that's a little bit irresponsible, is my personal opinion. Now, do I blame people for it? No. I say stupid crap all the time. It's okay. Anyway, Chewy, I got a chance yesterday. It was my birthday, Chewy. You know what I got for my birthday?
What'd you get?
Football.
Yeah.
Spring football opened up yesterday. And
you ran off to go watch that practice.
I did. I said, you know what? It's my birthday. And I don't care where I'm supposed to be or what I'm supposed to be doing or where anybody may expect me to be. I'm going to practice. And I just rolled out of here and went up to football practice. And I was like, I'll just watch for a couple minutes. I ended up staying until the end of practice. So the question is, what did I see? What do I think? Goodness gracious. Where to start? The first thing that I noticed as I was walking towards the practice fields is that they have installed a clock. And I'm not talking about like a little clock to tell them what time it is. They have installed a clock that tells the coaches what period, what session of practice they are in. And for people who don't know, if you've ever been to a college or an NFL practice, they outline the practice in a very detailed manner to where they're going to spend exactly 5 minutes in this period or 10 minutes in this period or 30 minutes in this period, and they stay on that schedule. And not only do they stay on that schedule, but they move quickly from one thing to the next. And there are expectations. There is an organization to it that is almost military-like. Because it's the small things, it's the details, right? When you're talking about getting up to the ball before a play and getting set, you want your guys to hustle up to the line of scrimmage, and you want them to get organized and get set. And when you snap the ball, you've got a snap count. And if it's on 2, or if it's on a silent count, or if it's on 1, you want them all to be ready at all times. And you want them all to know when and where and how to line up and all of these things. And Chewy, you know what those are? Those things are details. And the devil is in the details. And in my opinion, how organized and structured the football team looked yesterday was just a a very small microcosm, a very small representation of what the transformation that this football program is going through. And it may sound silly, it may sound stupid, but anybody familiar with the football program in recent years knows that it has kind of been lacking that level of organization, that level of tightness, where everything is tight. If you're going to fly to the moon and you're going to build a rocket ship, and you want to be successful in that flight, well, first of all, you got to figure out how to get through the Van Allen belt. I'm just picking at Chewy. But no, what you want to do is you want to make sure that everybody who's got a job as far as working on that ship, everybody's job is done to perfection. Every bolt needs to be tightened. Every aspect of that ship needs to be ready to go, or something is going to fail, something is going to break. Because when you put pressure, when you put stress on a mechanism, if it is not built to withhold that stress, it will fail. And how you do that in a football program is those small things, is those small details. Because when the fourth quarter comes and the pressure comes and the tired exhaustion, the feeling that you just would rather die than run another play, or you're dry heaving in the middle of a game trying to catch your breath, or you take a shot going across the middle and get knocked silly, and you're trying to figure out your body, your mind, heck, sometimes it feels like all the way down to your soul, falls back to the habits that you create, the small things that become habits that you create on the long days in the summer, the practices from the spring, the basic things that you learn. And that's what they're learning right now. I say all of that to say this. Yesterday, I went out and I watched this practice, and I watched them run through some things defensively, some things offensively. I watched the line. Got to see some of the quarterback play or quarterback drills. Got to see the wide receivers, the running backs. Got to see all these guys in their positions. And then I got to see it all come together in the group towards the end. They ran a few minutes as a group, and they ran some actual plays. And here's what I've got to say. This team would beat the absolute smoke off of last year's team already in one spring practice. You want to know my opinion on this team? You want to know all that crap that I just said about everything and the details and all that? That's all great. But this team would line up and kick the absolute piss out of last year's team already. And if that does not get you jacked up and ready to go for this football season, I don't know what does. This team may not win every game this year. Heck, they may not win any games. I don't know how many games they're going to win. But I will tell you this. They look good. They look good. And I will be blown away if they do not compete in every single game, every single team just about that they step on the field with. There is talent on that roster. There was talent on that roster last year. And these boys are ready to go. And they're still figuring it out. They don't even have the eighth graders. There's some talent coming up from the middle school level. Man, you work those boys in. Ooh, they're going to be good. In a couple of years, they're going to be really good. But there are some talented kids that are coming back next year. And literally, it was their first day on the field as a complete unit with helmets on. And boy, did they look clean. And man, were they lined up, and the first play that they ran, the first blocking scheme that they installed, ran it to perfection. I mean, it was blocked perfectly. And they are doing things, little things, focusing on the little things, on steps, false steps, and how to pull, and how to block a pull block, and how to double team, and all these things. And they're doing it in such a detailed manner. And here's the crazy thing about it, Chewy. Here's the craziest part about it. They don't even have a full coaching staff. There's like 2 or 3 of the varsity coaches that are actually out there. They're still operating extremely shorthanded. Landon was out there. They had the middle school coaches were out there, but they were just helping. I mean, from a standpoint of having the full varsity coaching group out there to be able to split the guys up and really, really work on a detailed level, it's not even the end of the school year yet. So a lot of these coaches have not, Coach Reed's coaches have not gotten here yet. He doesn't have his staff in place yet. And this team is so impressive already. And I don't say that to give them a big head. They have so much work to do. They have so much work to do, left to do. They're just getting started. And the process is going to be demanding. It's going to be challenging and all of these things. But, man, if you are a parent of one of these kids, encourage them because it's going to be worth it. Push them. If they're not in the spot that they want to be in, or if they're not getting the playing time or the reps in practice yet that they want to get, just hold on. You will have your chance. You will have your opportunity. Every one of those kids, the best kids are going to play for sure. And everybody is going to get a look. Everybody's going to get a chance to help that team. They just got to put in the work. And they're out there working, boy. I tell you what, I literally could not be any more impressed than I was yesterday. Well, I could not.
That sounds like a good sign. Brett Crabtree is very excited by this. Also, Katie jumped in saying, carried a little bit where you were supposed to be because you didn't tell your wife where you were going to spring practice.
I know it. I know. I'm sorry. All right, let's get a break in here. Top of the hour. When we come back, we'll have hour number 2 on the starting lineup. The NFL draft is tonight. Who do you want to see the Titans pick? You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340, 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Feeling under the weather? Need a quick checkup or urgent care? Look no further than Complete Express Care in Winchester. Our expert medical team is here to provide fast, reliable care when you need it most. From minor illnesses and injuries to lab tests and x-rays. No appointment necessary. Visit us today at 1211 Dinah Shore Boulevard in Winchester or call us at 931-967-6669. Complete Express Care. Your health, our priority.
With the latest from around FCHS and Rebel Nation.
The Rebel Report, every weekday presented by Oaklawn Baptist Church, right here on ESPN Radio Winchester.
Welcome back to another edition of the Rebel Report. We've got a big week ahead for Franklin County Athletics as multiple teams are making their final push towards the postseason.
That's right. Let's start on the diamond where the Rebel baseball team is gearing up for a huge district showdown. They'll take on Tullahoma Monday night in the first game of a 2-game series.
And this isn't just any regular season matchup. This series will determine who secures the number 2 seed heading into the district tournament. So, there's a lot on the line.
You can expect a competitive atmosphere as both teams look to gain momentum at just the right time. A strong performance here can make a big difference when tournament play begins.
Switching over to the softball field, the Rebelettes are back at home Monday night as they host Warren County.
The girls are looking to stay above 500 on the season, and this game is another important opportunity to build confidence and consistency heading into postseason play.
Every game matters this time of year, and protecting home field could give them the boost they need going forward.
Now let's head to the soccer pitch. The Rebel boys soccer team will be on the road Tuesday night as they travel to take on district rival Shelbyville.
This is another high-stakes matchup as both teams are battling for a top seed in the district tournament. With so much on the line, expect a fast-paced and intense game.
Road games are never easy, especially against a rival, but the Rebels have shown they can compete with anyone when they're playing their best.
It's shaping up to be an exciting week across all sports, with each team fighting for position and momentum as the postseason quickly approaches.
We'd like to wish all of our Rebel teams the best of luck as they head into these important matchups and prepare for their respective district tournaments.
Make sure to come out and support if you can, because your energy in the stands truly makes a difference.
That's all for this edition of the Rebel Report.
We'll see you next time, and as always,
go Rebels.
Located at 108 Memorial Drive in Winchester, Oaklawn Baptist Church is a place where families grow, faith is strengthened, and students are encouraged to live with purpose, which is why we're proud to sponsor the Rebel Report. Our mission is simple: introduce people to Jesus and build strong families through God's Word. Join us this weekend for Sunday school at 10 and worship to follow at 11. Learn more online at oaklawnbaptistchurch.org.
More Courtney Funeral Home. Well, they're a fifth-generation funeral home taking care of the people of Franklin County since 1905. They're committed to serving you, dedicated to providing personalized, professional, compassionate service to help lighten your burden and help you out during these difficult times. More Courtney Funeral Home, 300 First Avenue Northwest in Winchester, 967-2222. More Courtney Funeral Home.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN Radio Winchester studio, it's the starting lineup. Now, here are your hosts, Joe Abraham and Chewy.
Back here on hour number 2 of the starting lineup. Therapy Thursday, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. In hour number 1, we got a chance to, man, if you missed it, goodness gracious, I drug Sean Crabtree into the studio, and we grilled him. We grilled him about the new traffic pattern. Let's get Deckard Elementary in here.
Good morning, Good morning, Deckard. How are you guys out there?
We are wonderful this morning. How about you guys?
Oh, we're doing okay. We're ready for a very decent pledge this morning.
All right. Well, we've got 4 happy girlies up here this morning from Miss Gifford's first grade, ready to make that happen.
All right, let's hear it.
Good morning, Franklin County. Please join Deckard Elementary as we stand, salute, and pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Beautiful pledge this morning. Great job, guys.
That was amazing, wasn't it? All right,
awesome.
who's got our joke this morning? All right, come on up, girlfriend. Tell me your name right here, loud and proud.
My name is Reagan, and I have the joke. What do you get when you cross a pig and a centipede?
I don't know.
Bacon and legs.
Okay, that was actually really good. I enjoyed that one this morning, Deckard. Thank you, guys. I hope y'all have a wonderful
Thank
day
you,
out
guys.
there.
Y'all too. Bye.
See ya. Bacon and legs.
I got to tell you, that might be the best pledge that we have ever had.
That was an incredible one.
Those girls harmonized.
They really did. They did, didn't they? Sound like a little singing group.
Yeah.
That was good.
Pledge of Allegiance brought to you on ESPN Radio Winchester each and every morning by the folks over at Southern Tennessee Cardiology and Dr. Basaraba, where compassionate care and clinical excellence comes together for your heart health. Southern Tennessee Cardiology and Dr. Basaraba, which, by the way, and I've mentioned this in the past. Dr. Basaraba actually does my father's heart work-ish. I don't know how you would say that. But he's got like a pacemaker and other things like that.
Yeah.
Well, he's got these really big varicose veins in his leg, and they've started to get to the point where they're like painful.
Mm-hmm.
And so they just went through and they did work on one of his legs where they're like fixing those to help with his circulation and other things like that. And now we got a fishing tournament this week, so we had to hold off. But next week, I think they're going to start working on the other leg.
Okay.
Yeah. So they do more. It's more than just, I mean, if you've got knee pain and other things like that, again, look into the folks over at Southern Tennessee Cardiology and Dr. Basaraba. Your cardiovascular health affects a lot more than I think that people realize.
Even things like shortness of breath
and
stuff like that.
Yeah. And so if you haven't ever had a consultation with somebody like that and you've got challenges, it's kind of like some of the other folks that we talk to. I mean, we talk to medical professionals. We talk to physical therapists. We talk to Sam Canup and Dr. Brad Shapiro over at Ultimate Health. And a lot of times we think of just the symptom, but we don't think of what's causing that underlying symptom as being – and it's crazy sometimes – the underlying cause of some of these things.
While we were talking about the spring practice now, where it went, Brett Crabtree jumped back in saying JT came home talking about how practice went. He said it was tough and it's taken some getting used to, but his confidence and how he talked about the team and the coaches was awesome to hear.
Yeah.
It just feels different listening to him talk about the team, and it's very exciting. And then Anthony jumped back in saying Jaden is excited and can't wait to be able to join the team.
So what was the first line that Brett said?
He says JT came home talking about how the practice went. He said it was tough. But it's going to take some getting used to.
Yeah.
But his confidence and how he talked about the team and the coaches was awesome to hear.
It was tough. You know what? That's a good thing.
Right.
Practice should be tough. Practice is supposed to be way tougher than the game, right? I used to come home. I remember coming home from practice, from the first 2 weeks of practice, and my head was just pounding, partially because it was getting used to the, breaking in the helmet and other things like that. But my legs were killing me, and I felt like I'd about died. I would stand in the shower and just think, no, this is it. This is how I die. I'm going to just stay here and just die right here in the bathtub, because I am, and that's how practice should be. And you know what's fun, in my opinion, what's fun? Winning. Winning is fun. Yeah. And practice isn't necessarily supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be work. You're putting in work to get it better, to improve. And if we want to give kids the best opportunity to succeed, challenge them, right? And that's exactly what they're doing. It is tough. It was definitely tough out there. And they're throwing a lot at these kids. I'm not just talking about physically. I mean, the physical aspect of it was not even the challenging part, right? They're in helmets, they're in shorts, they're just kind of jogging around here and there, to and from. I'm talking about the mental. They're throwing a lot of mental stuff at these kids that they got to process and learn quickly, and it's a lot. And at one point in time, Coach Reed even said, yeah, it's a lot for me too, guys. I've made a couple of mistakes here just today as well, because we are doing a lot. We're putting in a lot. And what was cool about it was that, again, early in practice, they're learning a lot. They've got a lot going on. He was very patient with them. He's high intensity, but guys would mess up and they'd have to run it again, and he wasn't crushing them for it, because it's okay. We're learning a new concept. The reason why we're going through this multiple times and running it multiple times is to learn it, to make sure that we've got it. And if you make a mistake, I'd rather you make the mistake here so that we can correct it. Now, a few weeks from now, a few months from now, are those same mistakes going to be as acceptable? Of course not. but he's being very patient with them. He's also just being very, I don't know, he's on a ball.
Doug Garrett says, Lord, I hated those two-a-days bays back then.
Yeah.
It was tough, but Lord, do I miss those days now?
I know it.
Yeah.
I know it. I was thinking about that yesterday. 38 years old. I have been out of school for 20 years, and it feels like just yesterday that I took my helmet off for the last time and hung it up on the hook.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And the lessons that these guys are learning right now, and what's important about them is that if they come home from practice and you undermine those lessons that they are learning, we have extremely important jobs as parents as far as teaching these kids these lessons. They're learning lessons at practice, and if we undermine them when they come home, the coaches when they come home, there's a good example of this in the Remember the Titans, where Coach Herman Boone turns to the other coach and he says, "You're crippling them. You're crippling them for life." And that's what you have the ability to do that. You can make them feel better about themselves. But would you rather them feel better about themselves and pity them and all the things and comfort them? Or would you rather them get stronger so that when challenges come in life, they have the ability to handle it? That is our job as parents. And it's tough. It's tough to see them hurt. It's tough to see them get frustrated and not understand things yet. But man, in the long run, I remember sitting in my father's truck at 17 years old, going into my senior year and crying like a baby because I was the son of a coach. I grew up in and around the game, and I quit baseball to focus on football full time. All I wanted in life was to play football. And I came to the realization as I was going into my senior year, and I was the only senior wide receiver in the position group, and I was losing playing time to sophomores. I came to the realization that I just wasn't very good. I was okay, but I lost a lot of playing time, and I spent a lot of time on the sidelines where I felt like I should have been on the field, but there were sophomores who had 2 more years in the program that they wanted to continue to get experience and develop and grow. And I'm splitting time, and I thought that I put in my time. And I had finally worked up to, and I realized that as good as I could catch, I had the speed of a tight end. I was not big enough to be a tight end. I was not strong enough really to be playing football. At the time, I was like 160 pounds. Wasn't very fast. I could catch anything. I worked hard. I could block. But ultimately, I wasn't going anywhere in football. And these guys that were behind me, they were just as good as I was as a sophomore. And it was tough to come to that realization, and I wanted to quit. And my father basically would not let me quit. He would not let me quit. As tough as it was to see me in that state for him probably. And if I had quit then, you know what you become? A quitter. That's what he told me. He says, if you quit now, then everything that you do in life, this is the only thing that you've ever wanted. And if you quit on this, you will quit on anything in your life that becomes hard. And these are the types of lessons that we get to teach these kids. It's a privilege to be able to teach them these life lessons, to shape the future of Franklin County. It's a privilege for the coaching staff. It's a privilege for us as parents. Take it seriously. All right. Enough of that. Enough of preaching. So the traffic meltdown, we talked about that. I told you, in case you were wondering, I like I said, in hour number 1, I'm a man of the people. If you missed it, I'm sorry. Mayor Sean Crabtree's lying on the floor in here because, in hour number 1, I took him to task on changing the traffic pattern. I said, Mayor, it's unacceptable. He's just laying on the floor right now. No, I'm kidding. It's not his fault. It's not downtown's fault. They had nothing to do really with the outcome of what TDOT came in. They looked at the traffic pattern. They're like, why the heck do you guys have to keep replacing light poles? Why are trucks hitting your building? Let's look at your square. Let's look at your traffic pattern. TDOT, because it is a state road, TDOT looked at the square and said, you got a problem here. And they made the adjustment. TDOT. So you can jump on the Winchester Downtown Facebook page and post whatever you want. It's kind of fallen on deaf ears, A. And B, all of these predictions of, there's going to be an accident. I predict an accident in 24 hours. And traffic is going to back up all the way to Tullahoma. Not so much. I get it. Everybody felt the DEFCON 1, but it guess
also,
what?
Trash talking your local government isn't going to help anything.
That's a good point.
It's not helpful for anybody.
Yeah, you want to trash talk Chewy? That's funny.
That's content.
That's good stuff. I'm here for that. But all right, Chewy. Speaking of trash talking,
sure.
As a Alabama fan, I say Alabama fan. As an Alabama follower, because I'm not really a fan of teams in college football at this point. I like college football a lot, but when I worked for Alabama and when I worked for MTSU, I kind of lost my fandom. It sounds weird, but
it turned into work.
Yeah, and what I realized is that you can't be a fan of these programs, these teams that you want to work for, and I've never really regained that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really reattached myself to a program. I like Alabama. I pull for Alabama. I also pull for Notre Dame. I also pull for Tennessee. As weird as that is, I don't wear Tennessee orange, but I pull for Tennessee because I think that it's A, I got a lot of Tennessee friends, and I like to see my friends happy. And B, it's good for the station because we carry Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
And C, they're in the SEC, and Southeastern Conference football is the best, period, end of story. So I pull for Tennessee. What drives me insane, though, is when I see things come across my phone, I get alerts. And like I got one yesterday. Alabama approved a 2-year extension for Kalen DeBoer on Wednesday, which pushes his deal now through the 2032-2033 season. The new agreement is reportedly worth $87.5 million over 7 years. DeBoer is 20-8 in 2 seasons at Alabama. It's an average of going 10-4 in those 2 seasons. The Tide went 9-4 in 2024 and 11-4 in 2025. They made the college football playoff last season. They got blown out by Indiana. Now, I don't know in what world a 4-loss Alabama team is acceptable, but not only are they saying it is acceptable, they're saying that it's worth paying a guy, I don't know, what is $87 million divided by 8? That's like $11.5 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's like more than Saban made.
Jeez.
And I get it, inflation and other things like that, but what the heck are we doing? This is the college football equivalent of giving somebody a ring after going on like 2 dates.
Ah, okay.
This would be like giving them an anniversary gift
for your 2-month anniversary.
Yeah, and it's like a car.
Yeah, you're like whoa.
This is not. It's
like a casual hookup, and then they text you that they got their name tattooed on their body, and you're like, oh, what?
That's another way of putting it. And I'm not saying that Kalen DeBoer is a bum, but in 20-8 is not failure at most places. And of course, following Nick Saban, ridiculous standard to try and live up to. So I want to be fair on all of this. But if Alabama is still Alabama, then what are we even talking about here? Go ahead.
Britt Crabtree did jump in saying he actually does have some pictures of you wearing orange.
Shut up, Brett.
Okay, but go ahead.
And for all I know, the team could win a national championship this year. But I'm just also saying that, and Rob Kortner and I talked about it on Tuesday. What is the standard? What does Alabama need to do this year for DeBoer to even be brought back next year? We were literally talking about what does DeBoer need to do to make sure that he doesn't freaking get fired. In my opinion, if Alabama misses the playoff again this year, after getting absolutely hammered by Indiana last year, yes, they made improvement. They made a step forward last year. But if they go backward again this year, in your third year, the third year is the telling year, right? The third year is the telling year. That's the year that you're supposed to really take a step forward as a coach. The first year you come in, it's a disaster. Or you've at least got to implement your culture.
Okay.
So the first year you write off. That's where we're at right now with Coach Reed, right? He comes in, the first year is kind of like you get a pass. The second year, okay, where is, like, what's our baseline? Now we've got the kind of the baseline. Second year. The third year is, okay, what are we capable of? What could we be doing? And that's at a high school level. We're not even talking about NIL level, $10, $12 million a year coaches and other things like that. That's the business that we're talking about now, and whether you like it or not, you're the head coach at the University of Alabama, and the standard is that you're competing for a national title.
Okay.
That's the standard.
You answered this kind of partially, but this was going to be my question, is like, are we at the point now? Is this basically the point where this is the nut up or shut up idea of, like, is Alabama a shadow of its former self?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
we're at the fulcrum of just saying, let's see what you got. Basically, can we continue Alabama's success in the name of Nick Saban, or was Nick Saban and that culture something that was just unique for its time, and is it gone now?
So the question that we are at, and this is the question with DeBoer. The question that we want to have answered with DeBoer is DeBoer going to protect the brand? Worst case scenario, DeBoer protects the brand. Is DeBoer going to protect the brand, or is he going to enhance the brand? Is he a protector? Is he just a dude that's going to – is he like the Mike Tomlin of college football, where he's just going to win a lot of games and he's going to make sure you don't look bad? Is he going to protect the brand going forward, or is he going to enhance it by adding rings, adding championships? Is he going to be able to compete on the level that a guy like Kirby Smart does at the University of Alabama? Because that's what, in my opinion, we're looking at. Whether or not that question is going to be answered this year. And to give him an extension now, when he didn't really need one, he was still locked in till like 2031 or 2030, which is years from now. He had a 5-year deal. Now it's like a 7 or an 8-year deal, something like that. Like, it's not like he was a lame duck coach, right? We're not trying to figure out, well, is he going to be back next year or not? Is this going to challenge him in recruiting or not? No, the guy still had like a 5-year deal in place. To me, the extension is too early. The buyout starts at $10 million, which is chump change for Alabama, which is fine, and it drops every year after that. So it's not like it would cripple them to have to drop this guy. But to me, it's not a reward, because he hasn't done anything to be rewarded for. It's preemptive to me, and I don't understand. What are we preempting? The guy says he's not going anywhere. What's the deal? So that's where I'm kind of at.
Are you over it a little bit with Alabama, or
no?
You, okay,
no. I mean, I'm never over it with college football. The real question is, we're talking about Alabama. The real question is for Tennessee fan. The Alabama fan, we're talking about, like, the standard is you're competing for a national title,
right?
And I know Tennessee hasn't had the Saban, history, and they haven't won a bunch of championships in the past 20 years. I get all that. But what is the level of expectation at Tennessee? What is the standard at Tennessee? If the standard at Alabama is competing for a national title every year, and I don't just mean making the playoff, I mean competing, having a realistic chance of winning a national title every year. What is the standard for Tennessee?
I think it's a little different. Because Tennessee is not so solely focused on football. You know what I mean? They have a lot of really great sports across the board.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So I feel like Tennessee excels in athletics, but Alabama excels at football. Does that make sense? Like with Tennessee, you sort of have to look at a larger sort of thing, and I think that's kind of the culture that they maintain. Like, this is an athlete's college.
And I get where you're coming from. They're actually more similar. We talk about how great Tennessee's athletics have been in recent years. Their baseball team, of course.
Swimming and all kinds of stuff.
Their softball team has been tremendous in the past. Their football team has been very good. Their basketball program is very good, of course, Elite Eights the last few years. And then Alabama. But if you talk about Alabama, what Nate Oates has done with their basketball team is very impressive. They've been talked about in the conversation as one of the better teams in the country. Their women's softball team is very good. Their gymnastics program is very good. Their football team is winning national championships in the last 15 years and things like that. So they're very similar in terms of they're diverse across multiple. They're not just one-trick ponies necessarily. I think that it gets overshadowed by the fact that Alabama's won a lot of football titles. But here's the thing. The standard is a little bit different. I think that right now the standard for Tennessee is, are you a playoff team? Are you competing for, as opposed to, are you competing for a national title every year at Alabama? I think Tennessee is one step below that.
Okay.
In terms of, are you competing for the playoff every year? I think that they're right there. Right now, I think that they're right there with Heupel. But at some point, you got to try and, like, can we push that up to?
You got to break through that ceiling.
Yeah, and they do compete for the playoff right now. They are in that conversation, in that picture. But yes, at some point you want to see, okay, Heupel, can you get us to the promised land, or are we just going to be, because and from a rankings standpoint, before we hit the break, what I'm talking about from a ranking standpoint is, to compete for a national title, you're looking at, like, is my team a top 5 team? To compete for a playoff, is my team a top 12 team? That's the difference between the two levels right now.
So, like, Tennessee is trying to maintain the title of elite competitor, while Alabama is maintaining the position of national champion.
Right. Yeah. What I would say is Alabama, like, to use your verbiage, Alabama is trying to be in the elite, and then Tennessee is trying to be in the very, very good, like, whatever is right below elite.
Sure.
Because elite would be like the top, the 1%, right?
And
something
that's
like
a
that.
good place to be, though.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, yeah. And I'm not saying that but at what point is Tennessee fan, like, do fan bases expect to have a Nick Saban type of run? Because that's not my expectation. If you've got a coach that comes in where you think over the course of 10 years you could win a national championship, or you probably should win a national championship, that's a 10% chance over you get 10 years and you win 1 out of 10, that's a 10% chance. Is Tennessee fan okay living there? Because if you want to win 2 national championships in 10 years, or 3, I mean, we're talking about 20%, 30%. You got to have a 30% chance of winning a national title every year, which means that there's, to have a 30% chance, let me put it this way. To have a 30% chance, if you want to win 3 national titles in 10 years, to have that type of chance, that means that there's only 70% left for all of the other teams to win. You're talking about, at that point, you're talking about Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia right now, kind of living in that territory.
Mm-hmm.
Those teams have, in the last 10 years, kind of been up in that more elite territory. And even them, it's more like 20%. So is Tennessee okay with being a top 12 team, top 10 team? Or do they want to be, of course they want to be, but what do we need to do to get to a top 5 team? Are you okay with living with Heupel around that playoff level, or does he need to win a title at some point before you get tired of him and say, this guy's not going to get us to the promised line? Personally, If a guy can't win me a title in a 10-year span, then that's when I move on. And when I look at DeBoer, can DeBoer win me a title in the next 10 years? I think he could. Can Heupel win Tennessee a title in the next 10 years? That's the question we need to ask ourselves as Tennessee fans.
I am genuinely curious as to what people think. Please let us know in the FMO Facebook stream.
And for Josh Heupel, so he's already been there for, how long has he been there? Has he been there for 5 years already? Let's see here. Tennessee since 2021. So, yeah, this is like his 5th year. We're going into 26. So the question really for Tennessee fan is, can he win Tennessee a title in the next 6 years, 5 years? Because when you hire a guy, if that's the goal to get a national title, well, we can't wait forever here. Josh, we're going to hire you. Can you win us a title in the next 10 years? I think it's worth the wait. Once every 10 years, yeah, that's worth the wait. Certainly.
And do you see that personally in 6 years? Like, where do you stand? Because I know you gave a little bit of your opinion on Heupel, but do you foresee that happening in the next couple of years?
I'll give my opinion when we come back.
Okay.
It is the starting lineup. ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Spring is a season of renewal, and at High Point Health System, with Ascension St. Thomas, your health is always in season. From routine checkups to advanced care, their dedicated team is here to help you feel your best, today and every day. Compassionate care, backed by the strength of Ascension St. Thomas. This spring, take a moment for your health. Learn more or find a provider at highpointhealthsystem.com. High Point Health System with Ascension St. Thomas. Caring for you for every season of life.
From the 931 Go Weather Center, it's time for an ESPN Radio Winchester weather update, presented by Pennett's Pharmacy.
Looking forward to another bright, beautiful, and sunny day with a high of 82 degrees this afternoon. Got some calm winds coming in from the southwest as well at around 5 miles per hour. And we're keeping up this summertime weather with you, so go out there and enjoy yourself while you enjoy ESPN Radio Winchester 1340 1069.
Looking for more than just prescriptions? Bennett's Pharmacy in Winchester has it all. Grab a bite from our menu, browse our boutique for one-of-a-kind finds, and sip on a Bloody Marty that's worth talking about, all in one stop. Located at 1201 Dinah Shore Boulevard, Bennett's Pharmacy is your unexpected destination for great food, fun shopping, and so much more. Call us at 931-967-2777 or come see what everyone's raving about.
Joe had to mix up some more pre-workout, but he's ready to go another round. Back to the starting lineup. This is ESPN Radio Winchester.
Back here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. Joe Abraham alongside Chewy. All right, Chewy. So we mentioned in the last break, or in the last segment, we mentioned, do you want to have kind of a 10% chance at winning a title that's winning a title once every 10 years? If you're a Tennessee fan, is that where you want to live? And if so, then, that would give Heupel like 5-6 more years to get it done. If we push that up to once every 20 years, now we're talking about a 5% chance. If we push that up to 30 years, once every 30 years is what, like a 2.5% chance? And so when we look at how long it would take for a guy to win a title, that percentage of chance is kind of reflective. And I get it. We're in the NIL era. We're in the transfer portal era. That percentage can adjust significantly from one year to the next. But once every 30 years, if you divide up 100 by 30, you're talking about like, what, 3%?
Mm-hmm.
Which, let me put it this way. The implied odds of Tennessee winning the title this year are at plus 4,500, which is a 2.17% chance. 2.17%. Which means that after having been there for now 4 years, Heupel's odds of winning are like once in every, 40 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not great.
Not there,
Yeah.
right? And that needs to significantly improve.
And it can.
Now, do I personally think that he can win them a title sooner than that? Within the next 6 years? I think that he can. I don't think that he will. I don't think that Josh Heupel is necessarily the guy. Are they very good? They're good. Are they very good? They're good.
Okay.
I think that they can remain good. I think that they can protect the Tennessee brand.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think that Josh Heupel can enhance the brand by winning a title in the next 5 years? No.
Interesting.
I don't know if he can. I don't think that he can.
So when you say that, are you saying that in 5 years they should look for someone new if he doesn't, or are you saying that they should just go ahead and start looking for someone now?
I'm saying that if Josh Heupel doesn't dress, and I get it. People are looking at the roster and they're like, well, Joe, this year the team is not, they're not going to, this isn't their year. They got to rebuild the roster. They've got to, okay, at what point in time does this year stop being not the year? Like, at what point in time does this year be the year that, yeah, we can freaking win the title this year?
Mm-hmm.
Because we just talked about it. We're talking about the fact that this is the NIL era and it can change on the turn of a dime. Literally, you can throw money at these kids, recruit them down with cash, get them in the system, just like we do with basketball and all these other programs that relock, reload, and are ready to go. And you're telling me that the University of Tennessee can't figure out a way to become a title contender? Not just a competitor for the playoff, but somebody who can be on that Texas, Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia level? You're telling me that we can't get there from a financial standpoint? Or from a... I mean, we have the facilities, right? Mm-hmm. Don't we? Don't we have the money? We don't have the players for some reason, and do we have the coaches? So that's kind of where I'm at. If something does not drastically change my opinion here this year, then yeah, I don't see how we continue to move forward, and I don't want to be overly critical and say, well, you gotta compete for a national championship every year. You got to be in that top elite percent. But we just talked about the standard being, can they make the playoffs every year? They made the playoff 2 years ago. They got hammered in the first round by Ohio State. They missed last year. Everybody's already essentially, probably going to miss this year. Last year, they kind of challenged for it. At one point in time, it looked like they might slip into the playoff. They didn't. And now we're back in the same position this year. Oh, well, we're still a year away. Well, we were a year away last year. What the hell are we doing here? We're just going to stay a year away all the time? So that's where I'm kind of at. My patience is running thin. Not that I don't love Heupel. Not that I don't enjoy watching his style of play. And not that I don't think that Jim Knowles can completely change the defense and make them competitive. on both sides of the ball. But that's what I'm saying, is at some point, they're going to have to start proving people wrong, the skeptics wrong, including me, because right now I'm not a believer based on what I've seen to this point.
Brett Crabtree says fan bases these days don't have the patience to wait anymore, though. Fans want instant gratification now.
They do. But, okay, so my question to Brett is, and any Tennessee fan, is how long are you willing to wait? Because I think that Tennessee fan has been patient. They haven't been losing their minds. But are we okay with where we're at? Or is the standard the standard? Is the standard trying to win a national title? Like, do we just want to be very good, or do we want to be freaking good?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is the standard? Do we want to be lukewarm, or do we want to be red hot, baby? We can live in this. We can live in this area. If this is what Tennessee fan is okay with, and we can live in this area, then that's fine. I'll throw my hands up and say, okay, let's win 8 games this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, their over/under on win total this year is 7.5. 7 wins, really? That's up to the Tennessee standard? Even 8 wins? No. If we're not pushing for 10 wins, what are we doing here?
Good point.
All right. Moving on. Chewy. Unfortunately, the Mets finally won.
I saw that, yeah.
They had dropped 12 straight games. That was their longest losing streak since 2002, before they lost to Minnesota, or before they beat Minnesota on Wednesday night. Freaking Minnesota. Minnesota ruins everything. You can't have anything good in Minnesota. And Jay Cool, I know, Z. I know. I get it. I know you're a big Minnesota Vikings fan, and look what you did with Sam Darnold. Guys can't have nothing nice up there. Here we are trying to create a great show bit, trying to make fun of the Mets, which is always fun, and you guys go and screw it up. Freaking Minnesota.
I guess the Mondami curse done something got lifted.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
There's one game.
If it starts back up again. So it was just a fluke?
It could be.
Okay.
Could be. I mean, even a blind squirrel finds a nut. It's baseball.
Go.
It's hard to lose a lot. I mean,
it's Minnesota.
It's Minnesota. Minnesota figures out a way to screw everything up. Also, Chewy, you know, you do the death scroll thing, and you're sitting on a toilet, or you're laying in bed at night, and you're just like, and you scroll. This is interesting. I came across one yesterday, okay? And this dude was holding his giant blue egg. It was like this big.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, holy smokes, what is it, a dinosaur egg? It was an emu egg.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Emu egg. Now, let me just pause before I get into the whole emu egg thing. If you say emu, like a cat makes a mew, mew, it's not an emu. It's an emu. He was calling it an emu the whole time.
And it's just bothering you every time?
Yeah, I want to punch him through the screen.
You seen a cassowary egg?
I don't even know what that is.
It's a dinosaur that lives in Australia.
Lives?
Yes. This is a real thing. It has bright green eggs.
Dinosaurs?
It's like one of the most dangerous land animals on the planet. Yeah. I mean, we see dinosaurs every day.
What is it called?
Cassowary.
Cassowary?
It's this giant blue
You have to show me this.
Yeah, it's a giant blue chicken with a head crest and bright green eggs. And it's got these two, like...
Every day we talk about we do the show, I realize that you have more and more relatives. Giant blue chicken.
Andrew jumped in saying hello.
Good morning, Andrew. All right, so this dude with it's a giant blue emu egg, and he's holding it, and I'm engaged. First, I got to figure out what the heck this egg is. Now I know what the egg is. It's an emu egg, not an emu egg. But he's got this, and he says, well, so I chat GPT'd this. And I'm like, okay.
Here we go.
Here we go. He says, I'm going to hard boil this. He's going to make a smoked deviled emu egg.
Okay.
And sure enough, I sat there and watched the whole video. So he had to boil this egg, Chewy, for an hour.
Oh my God.
So he boils the egg for an hour, and then he has to go through and he has to to crack the egg, and he's going through with the hilt of the knife, and he's like all the way around to cut it open. And he's like, I know people are going to be like, just crack it open. He's like, I think he said he paid like $60 for the egg or something like that. It was expensive. It may have been more than that. It may have been $100. I don't know. But he was like, I paid a bunch of money for this. I'm not going to just crack it open. So he goes around, and then he's able to like pull it apart. Now, you know how when you hard boil an egg, it's got that film between the shell and the egg? I'm pretty sure that they added that to the simulation a few years back, because when I was really little, I don't remember that being there. But since they added that aspect to the simulation, I was interested to note that, yes, on an emu egg, it is much more significant. Yeah. So he got through that membrane, which just saying it sounds gross. And then he gets to the egg, and now he's going to cut through the actual egg that he has hard boiled. And so he cuts through it, and I got to give ChatGPT credit. It was boiled perfectly. But the yolk inside also had this nasty rubbery membrane around it. So he had to peel that off, which was gross.
This sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah. But then he's holding this gigantor egg. Huge yolk in the middle. And so now he sticks it in his Traeger smoker. Okay? Now, I don't know if you've got a smoker, but if I bought a smoker, the last thing that I would ever consider smoking, like the last thing that comes to mind would be smoking an emu egg.
Well, just eggs in general. Like smoked eggs doesn't sound good.
That's like, who comes up with this stuff? I mean, and you see the randomness that is on social media. The people, I don't know how much money is in eating weird stuff, but apparently there's people that do it. So he smokes the egg, and now he's going to mix it up. He puts like the mayonnaise in there, and he puts the, all his seasonings and stuff in there. What kind of mayonnaise do you use?
I don't do mayonnaise.
You don't do mayonnaise?
I'm not a mayonnaise guy. I can't do it.
He did Duke's.
Which is funny because mayonnaise is also eggs. So he added eggs to his eggs.
Well, he's trying to make deviled eggs. But it is a good point. You want smoked deviled eggs. That's what he was trying to do.
That's so gross.
Smoked deviled emu eggs.
Are we both an idiot? Someone in the chat tell us that we're idiots, because I've never heard of a smoked egg.
Okay,
in
hold
any
on.
Scenario.
I love smoked anything. Smoked wings are my favorite.
Really?
I love smoked wings.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't have a smoker. I think that it's probably the biggest disappointment in my life that I don't have one outside of you. Took you a while to get that one. Didn't register at first.
I don't do that.
I don't have a smoker.
For the record.
No, I wasn't talking about you being a smoker. I was talking about you being a disappointment.
Oh.
So I don't have a smoker. Probably the second biggest disappointment in my life.
Oh.
And I think that would be the last thing that I would consider smoking would be eggs. But so he does it, and now he puts it all together. He puts it in like a piping bag, and he pipes it back into this big old red ones. No, he puts it into this big old egg case, the white part of the egg. I don't know what's it called.
Yeah, the shell.
No,
or you the not the yolk, but the
the other thing,
the whites,
the egg white.
Yeah,
and so he puts it back in there. And I tell you all that to tell you this: nothing pisses me off more than watching people eat and having like the sound.
Oh.
You remember those Hardee's commercials?
Yes, where you go.
Yeah, and then you've got like the muck. Now this is a thing. People, if you don't know what muck banging is, that's an actual thing where people go on social media. They'll pull up a video, and it's like them eating something, and it's this ASMR style where they put the microphone real loud right up to their mouth where you can, and it's up close and you can see them and hear them, and they're eating their food, and it's
and they're not just eating, they're like gorging. It's like an excessive amount of food.
Dude starts freaking eating this, and he's like, all right, now you know what we're going to do. It's down the hatch. And every one of these freaking social media content creators, they all have their their saying. They've all got to have a saying. This guy's is apparently, now it's down the hatch. And then he begins to eat this huge egg and just, I almost freaking yacked right there. I was like, I just spent all this time watching this thing because I was so interested in what the heck this egg was and what this guy was doing. And I was learning a lot about this egg. And then I realized I don't want to watch this guy eat a freaking giant egg.
Yeah. That being said, did it turn out nice?
I don't know. I mean, he said that it was good.
I have watched someone do like a sunny side up ostrich egg before in like a giant pan.
Yeah.
And I thought immediately, I was like, man, strong men should get behind this. Do you know what I mean? With the amount of eggs they always eat.
Okay. So you hit my last point. That was the only thing that I pulled out of this is I'm in the market for emu eggs because I bet the protein in those things freaking slaps. And I'm over here trying to get jacked. And this dude, listen, I can't afford $60 for an emu egg. But if you got an emu, let me know because I'm going to steal their eggs.
What's the over-under on like owning an emu? Like, is that like a thing? You know, like people get chickens to sell the eggs.
Right.
I'm
I
wondering.
want to get some emus.
Right. Is the emu worth more in like meat or is it worth more in the eggs?
I think
that
the
it produces?
eggs. I think the eggs. Is it illegal to have emus?
No.
In the city limits.
No.
Because we got a big piece of land right here. I think that if we fence this in, we could get a whole emu ostrich farm going on. And I'll tell you what, the amount of protein in one of those things, I bet there are so many grams of protein in an emu egg. It is insane.
There's a market, I bet you, for like a gym where you can get ostrich eggs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's this new gym up in Nashville that's like a big high-end gym.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
You and Daniel were talking about that. It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. But they got like emu shakes.
You probably
protein
get an
shakes.
emu shake, I bet.
All right, let's get a quick break in here. We'll wrap things up when we come back. If you've been jumping in on the FMO Facebook feed, we'll get to it on the other side. It is the starting lineup. You're listening to ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
Spring is in the air, and so are fresh new savings at Furniture Merchandise Outlet, FMO, right here in Tullahoma. Ready to refresh your space? From living rooms and bedrooms to dining sets and mattresses, FMO has the styles you want at prices you'll love. No long waits, no sticker shock. Just take it home today. Visit them at 105 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma or browse anytime at FMOTN.com. Furniture Merchandise Outlet, where spring cleaning turns into a spring upgrade.
The starting lineup with Joe and Chewy is presented by Loco in Winchester. Right here in Winchester, Loco is doing things their own way. From locally roasted Loco coffee to a one-of-a-kind shop experience. It's a place that's built for the Franklin County community. So if you haven't stopped by yet, now's the time. Support local. Drink Loco coffee, fueling Franklin County mornings. Roasted right here in Franklin County. And don't forget to tune into the starting lineup, weekdays from 7 to 9.
Hey, it's Chewy, and if you've got pests, you need the folks that I trust. Burrow's Termite and Pest Control. They're right here in the heart of Estill Springs at 101 North Main Street, taking care of everything from termites and ants to spiders and those little critters that love sneaking into your home. Burrow's is family-owned, they're local, and they've been protecting homes around here for years. So don't wait, swing by or check them out over there online at burrowstermite.com. Burrow's Termite and Pest Control. They'll treat you right and treat your home even better.
It's time for a local news break from the 931 Go News Center.
The Franklin County Rebels battled throughout Tuesday night's matchup with Tullahoma, but came up short in a 3-0 loss in a game that was far closer than the final score indicated. Franklin County matched Tullahoma with 8 hits and created multiple scoring opportunities, but struggled to deliver the timely hit. Aiden Hoddesy, Leighton Jones, and Connor Parker each recorded 2 hits, while Gavin McBee and Braden Jackson added to the offensive effort. On the mound, Parker turned in a strong performance, working 6 innings and allowing just 2 earned runs while striking out 5 to keep the Rebels within striking distance. The Rebels left runners in scoring position on multiple occasions, including a bases-loaded opportunity and another threat with runners at second and third. Tullahoma starter Ben Quick worked out of each jam, finishing with 10 strikeouts, several coming in critical moments. A close call at first base and a ground rule double that halted a potential rally also proved pivotal. Franklin County brought the tying run to the plate in the 7th before a flyout ended the game. The Rebels will regroup ahead of Thursday's road matchup at Shelbyville Central. Meanwhile, Franklin County Schools continue working through a proposed 2026-27 budget that reflects projected revenues of approximately $55.97 million and expenditures of about $60.71 million, leaving a roughly $4.74 million gap if no adjustments are made. District leaders cite raising salaries, insurance costs, and declining enrollment as major factors. Enrollment decreases have reduced state funding tied to student numbers, increasing financial strain. However, administrators emphasize the discussion is about more than deficits. Leaders point to academic progress and efforts to improve outcomes, suggesting the challenge may be as much about public perception as performance. As the budget process continues, officials face the dual task of managing financial realities while working to rebuild confidence and strengthen enrollment. For more local news and sports updates, visit 931go.com. Stay informed and stay connected to your community with ESPN Radio Winchester.
When it comes to caring for your loved ones, choose a name you can trust. Inhabit Home Health in Winchester, located at 2068 Cowan Highway. We're here to provide compassionate professional care right in the comfort of your own home. From skilled nursing to therapy services, our team is dedicated to helping you or your loved ones achieve the best quality of life. Call Inhabit Home Health today at 931-967-0633 to learn more about our personalized care plans.
There was an outline for today's show, but it didn't survive the opening segment. Back to Joe and Chewy on the starting lineup right here on ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
All right. Wrapping things up here on the starting lineup, ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester. It's been a good Therapy Thursday fueled by the folks over at Loco Coffee. Chewy, a couple things to mention before we wrap things up. A, is there any comments in the FMO Facebook feed? I don't want to.
Just a few.
Okay.
Brett Crabtree said smoked bologna is tremendous. He likes
smoked bologna.
Yeah, he likes Duke's, and he says 70 to 80 grams. Oh, hold on. 70 to 80 grams of protein in one emu egg, roughly equivalent to 1 dozen chicken eggs. You're welcome.
Go.
Emu eggs go from $30 to $50 per egg.
Okay, but per Brett's comment, why would you buy one emu egg when you could buy just a pack of eggs for like $3 or $4?
Right.
And put it all into one. Like you could just do.
Where are
one.
you shopping? $3 or $4?
Well, how much do they cost now?
They're pretty expensive now.
Eggs
like
got up to
$8 or
$6.
$9.
Oh, geez, for a dozen eggs?
I saw one for $11 the other day.
Holy smoke! That must be like the ones the organic.
I was at Food City.
Yeah, I don't eat the organic. I eat the ones that are all hyped up on Mountain Dew or whatever they put in those chickens.
Just feed chickens Mountain Dew all day.
Dude, what if we put creatine? What if we gave chickens creatine?
This is why you're not in the food industry.
Maybe I should be.
You'd be working for McDonald's. I would like to see some trend in that cow, please.
Feed that chicken. Feed that cow to that chicken. Hey, guys, I got this great idea.
Chicken beef nuggets.
That might be tremendous.
A beef nugget might actually be good.
Oh, man. Okay, so, all right. Chicken eggs. We did the eggs thing. We did the comments. Is there any more comments?
No, that's
okay. Here's what I got to throw out there. Okay, number one, go vote. If you haven't voted yet, go vote.
Yes.
Number two, there's the concert tonight.
Yes, Starry Night is tonight, 6 p.m. on the square at the Kiwanis stage.
If you get a chance, go to the concert. Number three, if you don't get a chance to go to the concert, there's a softball game tonight. The Rebelettes take on Tullahoma. Go to the softball game.
Okay.
And if you don't get a chance to go to the softball game because you went to Starry Night, well, we're going to broadcast the softball game. I'm going to be doing the softball game.
All right.
So you can listen and download the app. And you can take us with you wherever you go.
What time is that? 6 p.m. also?
Yeah, 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Okay.
I probably got to figure that out. So it might be at 5.
Okay.
I probably got to figure that out so I can be there on time. And the last thing, after you go vote, and after you go to the Starry Nights concert series, and after you go to the softball game, and you do all the things, you know what you need to know is that you can go over to Russell Barnett right now and get tickets to the spring game. I spent some time talking about how excited I am for this football team, and you can go over to Russell Barnett and get tickets at any one of the Russell Barnett stores. Mainly, I would go to the Chevy store because, it's right here. But if you go over to the Chevy store, you get them for half price. And, again, these are the pre-sale tickets where all of the money stays here in Franklin County.
Mm-hmm.
Stays with this Franklin County program. So if you buy the pre-sale tickets and Russell Barnett is selling them for half price, they're paying the other half basically for you. So go get them. And Doug said that they've already sold they've got 200. I think Barnett across all the dealerships has 200. He said his store specifically, he said that his store specifically, Chewy, has already sold like 30. So they're moving quickly. Go get them before they run out. You're going to want to see this team, and you can get them at half price right now. So if you're in the area of a Barnett dealership, pop in. Grab them for half price. All right. Chewy, you got anything?
That's all for me.
All right.
Tune into the afternoon show. We might talk about some stuff.
Unleashed with Chewy from 2 to 4 p.m. You might talk about some stuff, he says.
We'll see what we get into this afternoon.
He hasn't figured it out yet.
Yeah.
Be patient, people.
It's only today.
It's only today. Listen. He's figuring things out. This is his first week. He's seeing what works and what doesn't, right?
Yeah, we're experimenting. Come and join the experiment.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. Come and join my experiment.
I'm doing some experiments. You're now involved.
I'm not gonna listen. You can be a part of an experiment, and you don't even have to. He's not gonna inject you with anything.
Well, not on station grounds.
He's not gonna stick anything in your body, that you know of. Who was it the other day? You.
I said the word probed, and you started cracking up.
You said probed, and then somebody. You asked me if I had ever given anybody a suppository or something like that.
First off, that wasn't even on air. That wasn't even on air.
I know,
so
but you
brought
said
that
it.
Up. Yes, I did. I asked you if you had ever given someone a suppository because I was explaining to you my fear that it was involved in that at one point. Yes.
All right. Chewy and I are going to go taste some water.
It's scary putting in a suppository. We'll go taste some water.
Wash your hands first.
Yeah.
We'll be back. Well, the morning show will be back tomorrow. Chewy will be back
right after this. We're doing
literally right after this.
Yeah.
Swap and Shop coming up next, presented by Reliable Rental. This is ESPN Radio 1340 1069 WCDT Winchester.
I'm a Giants fan too, so we got 2 first-round picks. It's going to be a great day.
Now you were like, I'm going to watch the Knicks. I don't really care.